all being well, we should be live. We should be live. We should be live. Yeah, I think we're live.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have had a lot of rain here in the last few days.
Not kidding.
I don't know about you, Nev, but we've had...
Yes, it's been very nice today, but yesterday was foul in the rain department. Yeah, and extremely windy too. And I would not like to have been up in the northwest of Scotland by the Hebrides. That was 80 to 90 mile an hour winds there. I think Loganair suspended some of their operations because there's no way you're going to get an ATR 42 into Sunborough or whatever they fly up there.
It's knocked over both of my reindeers in the front garden.
Oh, there you go. There you are.
That's terrible news.
I've had to attach one of the ears back on with an Allen key and some cable ties.
Oh dear.
Sounds like your company maintenance department again.
Very good.
Bit of speed tape, and that's what you should have done.
There you go. Speed tape and zip tie. Yeah. Oh, Bill says he's expecting 15 centimetres of snow here today in the Canadian region. Lovely. It's that time of year, isn't it?
Lucky they get it. We hadn't had snow for...
Well, we've had a little bit of it.
You had a little flurry, didn't you? Yeah.
But then, back in the day, in the early 60s, I remember we used to have snow very regularly in November and December. But now that's either we don't get any at all, or we get it in sort of late January or something like that. So, yeah.
And that's due to all the flying you've done, Nev.
There you go. Yeah.
And me.
Yeah. Absolutely. Are you ready, Carlos, with the clock?
No, Dave. I am. I'm ready to flick the switch.
In 10 seconds, hopefully.
I'm on it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's it. We're rocking and rolling. Right. Let's do this. Hello and welcome to episode 581 of the Plain Talking UK podcast. I'm Carlos, and in this week's show, Alaska Airlines secures slots for Heathrow's launch. Someone experiments whether ChatGPT can land an A320 after telling it both pilots are missing, and KLM retires its first Boeing 737 aircraft after 25 years operations. In the military, there are massive new campsite plans for RIAT 2026. An RAF Fairford and a damaged B-2 stealth bomber returns to frontline duty after a 4-year repair from a landing gear collapse. We'll have the usual Retro Airline Ad of the week, as well as a reminder of the excellent competition that Allan Whyte has set for you all. Nev will also give us an update on the plans for the 600 show in May next year, and spaces are literally running out quickly, so be sure to let us know if you want to attend. More news on how to do that later on the show. So, joining me this week across the fields of the UK, it is, of course, soggy fields of the UK, I should say. It's, of course, Neville Bounds. Hi, Nev.
Hello. Yes. Hello, everybody. It has been a bit soggy in the Buckinghamshire region, although today's been a good day, actually. A bit chilly, but the sun's been out, and I washed both cars. Gave the Karcher K4 an outing as well. Very handy for the wheels and the brake disc calipers, all that sort of stuff. So, no, it's been very good. And looking forward to another great show. Lots of good stuff on the show tonight as well, I notice. So thank you very much to Nick for helping us with the show notes. Nick's not on the show tonight, but very much appreciate his help. And also, Nick went over to the Isle of Wight to personally deliver Richard Adams's prize from the other week's competition. I'm not saying we're going to set a precedent that will necessarily dispatch a PTUK host to anywhere in the world, depending on who wins the next one. But it's an idea, isn't it? I'm going to put that in the "it's an idea" category.
Oh, I love that, Nev. That is dedication from Nick, definitely. Yeah, perhaps we could.
Yep. So he went over to the Isle of Wight to see Richard the other day, who he tells me is a very nice chap, and we would agree with that, wouldn't we?
Oh, that's nice. Well, thanks, Nev, as always, for joining us this evening. Good to see you. And I'm Nev. I'm one of those people who I've got a Karcher in the garage, but I can never be bothered to get it out and plug it in and put the hose on and da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm just lazy. I know.
Weird.
Terrible. So we've got no Matt this week. He's off recording the Salvation Army Band, which is exciting stuff because it's all professionalised with microphones and stuff. But we have got our resident Airbus A320 captain and sim training person back with us this week. Is, of course, the legend that is Captain Andy.
Hello, back again, finally, after a few weeks of being AWOL. It's lovely to be back.
So how's things?
Good, very good. I was busy at a training event a few weeks back, and it was my own sim last week, which you'll be glad to know I passed, so that's all good. I was just thinking as well, can we check how many listeners we've got in Mauritius and make one of them win? Because I'll happily go and deliver a competition prize to Mauritius or somewhere like that. If it's Glasgow, no offence to the people of Glasgow, I'm not. They can go in the post.
Perhaps you could go to Oslo, to where the Darren who's in the chat room. I've always wanted.
Yes, especially if he's offering to pay for the beer, because beer in Oslo is extremely expensive.
Is it that bad? Is it like
Oh,
Geneva?
yeah. Well, worse than that.
Yeah.
Or better than that, depending on which way you look at it. When I first went to Oslo back in 1986, I think it was, I was visiting my customer there. He said, Nev, he said, we don't really go out for beer because it's far too expensive. So we make our own alcohol at home. Would you like to try some? And I did. And I don't remember much of the rest of the evening at all. But it was an inexpensive way of drinking, shall we say.
So how many days did you lose? 1 or 2?
1.5, easily, I think.
Richard E. Flag is in the chat room there, just says Oslo is probably one of the most expensive pints he's ever paid for.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, Darren says he knows a pub, because obviously Darren's there, for 70, is that krona? Is it krona? Yeah.
Norwegian krona, yes.
He knows others that are 170 krona. Take your pick.
Well, that's fine. Darren, you can take me to the 170 krona one for a pint, because that sounds like it's going to be quality beer. Then I'll buy the rest of the rounds in the 70 krona place. Perfect.
That just sounds mad. Well, the exchange rate must be mental from GBP to krona.
I must say, Denmark is not far behind Norway as well. I think now I'd like to say that Norway is the most expensive place I've ever had a drink by some margin.
I'm just happy and glad that I can go a few hundred yards down this road outside the house here to our local pub here and still buy a pint of brewed on-site beer of real ale for £3.40.
I can do exactly the same thing. Just I don't have to leave my own property.
Yeah, that's cheating, Andy. Oh, not fair. That is not fair. You don't get the same ambiance. So, honestly, Andy, when I eventually persuade you to come down our neck of the woods here, I'll take you to the Queen's Head. And of all the pubs you'll have been in, you'll definitely agree that it's. I mean, I think you've been in the Queen's Head. Have you been in the Queen's Head?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
It is a proper traditional English countryside pub.
I'm looking forward to it. We will do it.
Yeah, you'll love the beer mats all on the ceiling. It's a very good accompaniment to a day, I can tell you.
Awesome.
Right, so let's say hello to all the chat room family who've joined us in there this evening. I'm going to start at the top of the list. Mazouz was first in there this week. Hello to you. Darren's in there over in Oslo. Richard Adams. He's off to attend a flying club dinner this evening. Oh, very nice. We've got John Falk is in there. Mild December evening, certainly is mild. Hobby Time, hello to you. Richard E. Flagg, missed a few weeks, but he's back tonight. He's glad he's back. The lovely Tanya's also in there. Hello to you. Good to see you in there, Tanya. And I hope you're having some good weather with your stateside, I should say. Who else we got? Mark Priestley. Hello to you. Good evening all on here for a change, he says. Lovely Masha. Hello, Masha. And Bill. Good evening, he says. It's 15 centimetres of snow where Bill is today. Nice one. Who else we got? Kevin Wallander. Wishing everyone a good evening from my Saab 340 seat. Oh,
I do like that aircraft.
That's good. I like that.
I used to passenger on one of those regularly from Copenhagen to Norrköping or Linköping back in the day. And yes, a very, very comfortable ride, I must say. Lovely turboprop aircraft, that.
Also, hello to Jason Trussell. A bit late home from work, he says, but you picked up some fish and chips on the way back. Excellent idea. Who else we got down there? Darren's in there. Don't want to miss anyone. And thank you to everyone who's joined us tonight for the show. Very good to see you all in there. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube, where we are. Click the subscribe button. Also, give us a like as well if you're watching the show tonight as well. That would be very nice indeed. So as Nev was saying earlier, we've got all the usual stuff on the show tonight, some great stories. And this week's, I will also say, this week's Retro Airline Ad of the week, we are going really, really retro for this. And I cannot wait to hear your comments on the video because it is very retro. That's all I'm going to say. But Nev, are you ready to introduce the first part of the show?
Yes, lots to get through this week, and we're going to kick off with the commercial news segment.
The captain has turned on the seatbelt light. Please take your seats and fasten your seatbelts.
And the first story this week comes to us from aviationweek.com. Alaska Airlines secures slots for Heathrow launch. Alaska Airlines has secured slots at Heathrow, paving the way for the carrier to launch its planned Seattle-London service in May next year. Documents filed with Slot Coordinator Airport Coordination Limited in the UK confirm the airline has obtained a daily slot pair through a leasing agreement with One World partner American Airlines, allowing Alaska to begin daily services between Seattle-Tacoma International Airport and London Heathrow. Alaska announced its intention to enter the Seattle-London market back in August, calling London one of the most sought-after international destinations and business markets, and highlighting the strong demand from both corporate and leisure travellers. The route will be operated with the 300-seat Boeing 787-9 as the carrier expands its deployments with wide-bodied aircraft. Oh, don't know why that's fired again. London is the largest international airline market from Seattle, with more than 400 passengers travelling between the two cities each day. The route is currently served by British Airways between the two cities and Delta Airlines, Virgin Atlantic, according to OAG schedules and services analyzer data. As the gateway to Europe, the daily flight will connect guests through the west coast to London and other destinations served by Alaska's extensive partner network, Alaska has said. The London Heathrow launch will become Alaska's fourth intercontinental route, joining services from Seattle to Tokyo Narita and Seoul Incheon, with Rome planned for May 2026. It follows Alaska's broader commitment to build a long-haul operation of up to 17 787s by the decade's end. The airline also plans to debut its new service to Reykjavik in the summer of 2026 with 737-8s. OAG schedules show that American operate 168 weekly flights to London Heathrow during the peak season in summer 2025, serving the UK hub from 10 US gateways. Data for summer 2026 indicates the same 10 routes will continue, but Miami's frequency will fall from 2 daily to daily, a reduction that appears to free the slot pair that American is transferring to Alaska. According to ACL documents, the slot transfer will only cover the summer season from May this year through to October next year. So there we go. So you can fly to there with Alaska now from Heathrow, which is nice.
Is this a dangerous game that Alaska are playing? For an airline that's never operated long-haul before, and now they're desperate to be a long-haul operator, and they pick a route that's already served by 3 other established long-haul carriers into Heathrow. What do you think?
Well, I agree with you. I mean, I think that's... I don't know what sort of... I mean, there's quite a few sites to see in Seattle, but I always thought that Seattle was a bit of a business route rather than a holiday or sort of domestic, consumer type route. And with 3 existing airlines already operating it, I just wonder whether they're going to be able to fill the seats to the level that they need to, bearing in mind that they're going to be operating through the summer months from May through to October. So I don't know. I think we'll have to see.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. And it's only because they bought Hawaiian that they have these airframes as well.
Yes. Yeah, exactly right, yes. No, that route's well served by the other 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
By Delta, BA and Virgin. And also, I used to fly into Seattle a lot before they had direct to Portland, where I used to, our head office was based. So it was easy to get an Alaska flight from Seattle to Portland. And obviously, west coast of the US, it's a very popular route for Alaska anyway. But we'll have to see how they get on.
Wonder how much they'll charge. Will it boil down to price between the 3 big airlines then?
Well, it's interesting you say that as well, because a 300-seater 787 must be very heavy on economy. Very heavy. And if it's mainly for business travellers, or maybe not so much over the summer, then are they going to get the passengers? Let's see what happens.
I'm just looking at there we go. I don't know if you can see that on the screen with the seating. I mean, the seats look right. Colour's interesting colour, I will say.
Yeah, but how many of them have they crammed in? 300.
300, that is a lot for the Dreamliner. Yeah. Perhaps not a good idea. Right, Nev, you have got the next story, and it's BA, and possibly painful for you, Nev.
Well, yes, although it's a bit academic these days. It's on the mirror.co.uk. And of course, when we have a BA story which talks about changes to their loyalty program, it's never for the best, is it? It's never for the benefit of the passenger. And this is no exception. It says that in the lead up to Christmas and ahead of some of the busiest travel days, British Airways has announced a major change that will impact its loyal customers. The airline has confirmed from Monday of next week, the 15th, the price of rewards flights will increase, affecting both the Avios and cash elements of the fare. Flights booked using Avios are referred to as reward flights. We know that already. They confirmed that the increase will be across all BA flights and airline partners. The UK Airlines said that the increases were due to increasing air passenger duty and third-party charges. We love the APD, don't we? Along with ongoing inflation, it says. BA provided some examples of the price increase on its website, with one example given for an off-peak return trip from London to New York. It states that the Avios points required for this flight stand as: in economy, it's 50,000 points plus £100, premium 85,000 plus 305, business 160,000 plus 375, and first 136,000 plus taxes, fees and charges. However, from the 15th of December, travellers can expect this to increase by up to 14,000 Avios, and the charges for the same flight from London to New York using rewards flights will be very similar. And BA also provided another example of how the increase will impact Avios with an off-peak each-way flight from London to Geneva. Currently, the price stands at 9,250 Avios plus 50 pence in economy. 15,000 points plus £12.50 in business. However, when the changes come into effect, they'll be increased to the following, which is 10,000 Avios plus £1 and 16,500 Avios plus £15. It's not going to make a lot of difference on the short haul sectors, I would say, but British Airways announced that the changes in an email sent out to customers on the 3rd of December. A statement from the airline said, "Our reward flights, saver flights, continue to offer members incredible value, but a combination of factors, including air passenger duty, increased third-party charges, changing market conditions and ongoing inflation, has left us with no choice but to increase our prices. We've given members as much notice as we could to help them plan ahead. For those with an upcoming booking but wish to make changes," the airline stated, "if you have an existing booking and you want to change the flight to depart on or after 15th of December, then the existing rates will apply as long as you make the change before the 15th. If you make the change after the 15th of December to the time and date of your flight within the same seasonality and to the same destination, then there won't be an additional Avios charge." Now, the thing is with Avios points and reward flights, it sounds great, but you try finding flights that suit you in terms of time and date and that kind of thing. Now, we've been very fortunate in the Bounds household, as we've managed to book a couple of flights to Fuerteventura next May for 2 business class flights, 50 quid each, using the Avios and also the partner free partner one that you get using Amex. But actually, that's unusual, because normally every Avios flight I've tried to book in the last 2 years, I've never found times or dates that suit me, and they do get snapped up very quickly. So yeah, I mean, I can understand why they're putting up the prices, but actually trying to find schedules that suit you is not always easy, I have to say.
You've got to have a serious amount of points in your account to take advantage of this, and you I'm guessing you obviously get your points with the flights that you make over the course of time, Nev, but you've got to have a serious amount of points in your account to utilise.
Yeah, and also using the BA Amex card as well, but I'm going to be ditching that next year because they're now charging £300 as the subscription for the Amex card. When I first started it back in 2017, it was £85. So that's gone up a lot. That comes out my account every June. So I'm going to take advantage of it all up until June. I'm going to chop it because it's just, us retirees can't afford that kind of money anymore.
Are you a points guy, Andy, or are you not a sort of heavy user?
No, because that ties you to one airline, really, or one group. And I've never been like that. I've never bothered with the points on stuff. Doesn't bother me, unfortunately.
Yeah, Mark Priest in the chat room, Neb's put Alan Wicker points required.
Yes, absolutely.
Or Judith Chalmers.
Yeah.
If you remember back that far. Andy,
yes.
Interesting to hear your thoughts on this next story.
Well, I'll try my best to read it as it's written. This is from supercarblondie.com, that very famous aviation website. Man experiments whether ChatGPT can land an Airbus A320 after telling it both pilots are missing. In a bid to see whether ChatGPT can become a pilot, this man put it to test in an Airbus A320 simulator after telling it that both pilots are missing. Becoming a pilot is no easy feat. It costs thousands of dollars to train and takes endless hours of patience and expertise. Did you hear that bit there, you two? But can AI be a huge tool for pilots to help get through sticky situations? Well, this test proves that ChatGPT might be the best cockpit companion around. ChatGPT has become an integral part of modern-day life, with some people using it to fix cars that appear to be impossible to get running again. As ChatGPT continues to evolve, one person is now giving it free rein over an Airbus A320 flight simulator to see if it can successfully deliver the plane onto the runway. In an upload to YouTube, Lux Planes used the Heron Fly simulator in Spain to see if ChatGPT can really become a pilot. These A320 simulators are used by even the most experienced of pilots looking to replicate flights and expand their knowledge. But after being told that the pilots are missing on this sim flight, the AI software gave a 50-minute breakdown of how the flight could get to its intended landing spot. Kicking things off, the AI chatbot got the man calmly and safely into the cockpit to get a good understanding of how the flight was going and what the autopilot controls were saying. For the most part, the virtual assistant made sure that the Airbus A320 controls were pointing towards a safe route to the landing zone, but it insisted that a manual takeover would be needed once the tarmac strip came into view. Identifying parts of the controls such as flap levers, the altitude toggle, instrument landing system frequency and the navigation systems, ChatGPT geared the makeshift pilot up for a smooth landing. However, it did miss the exit and insisted that the plane's autopilot systems would loop it round for a second effort after landing on the runway. The assistant talked the YouTube host through finding the right runway alignment cues, where to disengage the autopilot, and basic instructions for manual landing, such as how to pull the gear stick softly upwards as the landing gear is released. I've got no idea what that means. Still, there was more chaos, as despite landing, it offered no advice on how to stop. Instead, the simulator saw the plane drive full speed off the runway into some fine Spanish villas. Landing seemed to be comfortable enough for ChatGPT, but as for the quick-fire controls to pull the plane to a halt, that was a different matter. Now, a couple of things here. If you want to use ChatGPT in the air to help you do this, you're going to need some form of data service, which on quite a few operators of this type don't have it. And secondly, it's completely wrong. Of course the aircraft can land itself. It can auto-land in any condition. But very interesting. I'll have to go and look at this video. Something to make me chuckle, I think. Yeah, you need to go and watch the video, Andy. It is it's quite amusing. But, yeah, like you said, Andy, at 37,000 feet, you're probably not going to have good Wi-Fi to get on board with ChatGPT. And then I still wouldn't trust it. Perhaps I should just ask it how to land a A320 and see what it does. Best of luck. I mean, personally, I just use it to change pictures of myself into Family Guy characters, but, you know, all of the power that AI uses, and you use it to make pictures of yourself. Yeah, but looking like a Family Guy character. I have no words, Carla. What do you think, anyway, Nev? Perhaps you could ask the ChatGPT to tell you how to get more reward points with Avios. Well, yeah, but honestly, I mean, the nice thing is, actually, I don't know if you saw John Hunt, the flying reporter. He was in an A320 sim, and obviously his normal aircraft of choice is a PA-28. And he was actually talked down from cruising altitude to landing the aircraft by, well, we'll say someone in the tower, in inverted commas. It wasn't, but it was someone in the back of the sim, just talking him through it, and he was able to land it quite successfully. But that was human intervention, and somebody knew how to fly. They were an experienced instructor to begin with, quite. So I think that's the starting point, really, isn't it? I don't really see the point of this. It's an interesting story, but in real world operation, I don't think so.
No. No, much rather have an actual person flying up the front, like our very own Andy. You know,
I've got my uses, not many of them, but I've got some.
There you are. Right, next story comes to us from Aviation2Z.com. This is KLM retiring its first Boeing 737 aircraft after 25 years. So, KLM has officially started a major chapter in its $7 billion fleet renewal scheme strategy by retiring its first 737-800. The aircraft, registered Papa Hotel Bravo X-Ray Kilo, completed its final passenger service at Amsterdam Schiphol Airport before leaving commercial operations permanently. After its last operational flight, the aircraft was ferried from Amsterdam to Twente Airport? You'll know
yes.
that, Andy. Airport, where it will undergo a full dismantling and recycling programme. The retirement forms part of KLM's wider effort to modernise its European intercontinental and cargo operations with the next generation aircraft. KLM's decision to retire the aircraft comes after more than 2 decades of service across Europe, and the aircraft now sits with AELS, a Dutch specialist in end-of-life aircraft processing. The dismantling process begins with the removal of the engines, the auxiliary power unit, which KLM engineering and maintenance will return to its operational inventory. Technicians expect to extract between 800 and 1,000 reusable components. These will be certified and later installed on active aircraft, supporting both sustainable goals and maintenance efficiency. Once the valuable systems are removed, the aircraft's external branding is stripped. Interior materials such as insulation blankets are separated for potential reuse, while remaining structure is prepared for recycling. The aluminium fuselage will ultimately be processed for industrial use, and KLM's collaboration with AELS aligns with its long-term sustainability roadmap, recycling end-of-life aircraft, reducing waste, conserves materials and lowers the environmental cost of fleet modernisation. The company expects to handle additional KLM 737-800 retirements in early 2026 as deliveries of the A321neo accelerate. News to Andy's ears. AELS has confirmed that the second KLM 737-800 selected for retirement will arrive in January next year, continuing a fleet phase-out that will stretch across the next several years. Each airframe will undergo the same structured dismantling process, ensuring the maximum recovery of usable and recyclable assets, and a departure of Papa Hotel Bravo X-Ray Kilo signals KLM's shift from the 737-700s and 800 aircraft to the A320neo and A321neo. These new aircraft promise lower fuel burns, quieter operations and improved passenger comfort. They also offer increased seating capacity, strengthening the airline's competitiveness on European routes. Now, one thing I thought when I read this story and I found it online this week was that, to me, I know they're not, but to me, the Dash 800 still feels like a relatively new aircraft. But obviously it's a few years old.
I think the biggest thing, I mean, we have reported on it before, but it's a major coup for Airbus to win these orders. I mean, KLM's been a Boeing operator for so many years, and this is a real massive win for Airbus, isn't it? To get into the new neo aircraft, and they've got a lot of Boeing aircraft to retire over the next few years as well, I'd imagine. So yeah.
Yeah, and it offers, because KLM do operate the A330 as well, so it offers them cross qualification at much cheaper training cost as well, and you can be type rated on both types at the same time, which makes life a lot easier. How old's the NG now? It's coming up 20 years old now. That
it is, isn't it? Yeah.
No, sorry, 30. Oh my goodness, it was 95.
Was it really? 85. Oh gosh,
95. 96. Yes, it's 30 years. And I'm sure before they had the NG, the KLM definitely operated the classic, the 300 and 400 as well. So they've been a long time 737 operator, like you said, Nev. So I was surprised when they did actually go with Airbus for the 20 and 21.
Just give us an idea, Andy, of the cost savings that are possible when you've got cross-crew qualification, the ability to fly 320, 321s and 330s, for example.
Oh, it's huge. The cost of a type rating, it varies on paper, etc., but it's probably around £25,000 for sim time plus trainer time, everything else. And that's over a 4-week course to do a type rating. You can do a cross-qualification course in around 2 weeks, so it's half the price. It's a week of ground school and a week in the sim and a check ride. That's it.
Yeah, like Tanya says in the chat room. Wow.
Yeah. I remember when Airbus first flew the aircraft back in 1988, I think it was, that they said that cross-crew qualification was an important part of the programme, and I hadn't realised what those savings really meant when it comes to whether you're flying a 319, 321, going up to the 330 and then the 340 ultimately back in the day. It's an incredible saving, isn't it?
And now the 350's in there as well.
Yeah.
380. It's awesome.
Yeah, in the chat room, they just pointed out something that I saw online actually today. Was it today or yesterday? That TUI flew one of their 787-8s to Kemble for scrapping today. Golf Tango Uniform India Delta was flown to Kemble today for recycling or for dismantling, which is crazy, Nev, when you think that's a Dreamliner. It's a 787-8. All right.
Well, I'm sure we'll see some parts turning up in your studio at one point or another.
Yeah, Richard Flagg in the chat room, Nev, says it was a 12-year-old airframe, that the Dreamliner. But high cycle.
That's sort of
apparently
less than half its operational expectation, isn't it, really? Gosh.
Let's compare that to the 737 that we've just been talking about on this story, that Papa Hotel Bravo X-Ray Kilo, this KLM one, that first flew in August 2000.
Wow.
So 25 years old this year, that 737. So, yeah. But, yeah, as you said, Nev, watch this space. There may be a piece of a Dreamliner on the wall just over there. And my wife is home now, so Gemma, she's downstairs, so she may have heard me.
Okay.
We'll soon find out. Right, Nev, you've got the next story, and it's a bit of a panic, this one.
Well, yes, as usual, slight exaggeration, I'm sure, by the press here, but it's on the people.com, and it says 169 panicked passengers escape plane after airport fire caused cabin to fill with smoke. Well, passengers on a LATAM Airlines plane were left panicked after the aircraft was engulfed in smoke due to a fire at an airport in Brazil. Flight LA 3418 was scheduled to depart from São Paulo's Guarulhos International Airport, GRU, for Porto Alegre when the fire broke out on the ground on the night of Thursday, December the 4th, a Brazilian newspaper reported. A baggage conveyor connected to the aircraft caught fire, causing the plane to fill with smoke, and the jet reportedly carried 169 passengers at the time. Footage from the scary incident posted on X shows that the plane was engulfed in smoke while surrounded by flames at the airport. Fire crews were seen on the ground putting out the fire. Panicked passengers were filmed inside the cabin, queuing up to leave and evacuating the plane at the airport. Fire crew members were also seen preparing an emergency slide for passengers to escape the aircraft. All 169 passengers aboard the plane were safely evacuated with no injuries. They reported the situation was quickly brought under control, LATAM Airlines said. The airline explained that the fire started in the equipment belonging to a subcontractor responsible for loading cargo onto the plane, the Daily Mail reported, which added that passengers were told to leave everything on board as they evacuated the plane. I hope they did. According to the flight tracking website FlightAware, the flight departed GRU 2 hours and 59 minutes behind schedule at GRU Airport at 1:04 a.m. on Friday, December the 5th. The plane landed at Porto Alegre at 2:54 a.m. Well, amongst the passengers on board the original flight, 159 arrived in Porto Alegre on Friday morning, whilst 10 others were placed on other flights or transported by land. And the incident is being investigated.
Yeah, and as you saw the pictures there, Neville, pop that one back on the screen. Did look very fiery, didn't it?
Yes.
Sure. But if you look at the picture on the aftermath, Nev, if I can move that one along to... You can see some people escaping in there, Nev. They've not got their suitcases, which is good.
No.
There we go, Nev. There we go. Can you see that there?
Yes. Yeah. Quite a big moment, really, isn't it?
Bit of smoke damage.
You don't want to be hanging around in an aircraft when something outside catches fire. It is minimal damage to the aircraft looking at that, though, which is good.
But not the airline's fault. And like you said, Nev, that was a third party's piece of ground equipment that obviously didn't like operating or functioning. Right, let's move on to the next story. Andy.
Yes.
A airport closing after a few years.
Yes, this is from metro.co.uk, and it's a UK airport is set to close after almost 90 years. Budget airline Wizz Air operated flights to Poland from the airport until 2008, and its runway was graced by none other than John Paul II back in 1982, who flew in via helicopter from Coventry City. These days, air traffic to Coventry is a little quieter, serving just the air ambulance service and private charter flights. But now, after 90 years, Coventry is set to close its doors on June 11th, 2026, to allow the construction of a battery gigafactory. The Green Power Park site is a collaboration between the City Council and the airport, which received $23 million in funding from the West Midlands Combined Authority in January this year. It brings to an end Coventry Airport's long aviation history. It actually started life as an RAF base during World War II, when it went by the name of Baggington Aerodrome. Isla Bonham said next, "I think Coventry Airport closing is a real shame, not only for the city and its history, but for the travel in the West Midlands. It could have been a commercial airport again in the future with domestic and European flights, and who wants a battery gigafactory?" It's a mouthful, that word. Once an airport, always an airport. Part of our history will be lost again. Leave it as it is and attract more airlines, added Coventry Live reader Ivor Question 1. The new factory was initially given planning permission back in 2022, and now the UK CAA has been informed of its planned closure. Speaking about the notice to the CAA, the Rigby Group, which owns the airport, said this procedural submission first envisaged when local planning approval for Green Power Park was granted in 2022, enables the next phase of infrastructure work for the site to proceed. So who will be affected by the closure of this? Well, while there's no commercial passenger flights at the moment, the air ambulance service will be affected. But a spokesperson for the Life-Saving Service said the planned closure would not impact the vital work of the charity in the area, in an attempt to reassure the public their medical emergencies would still be answered. But there we go. I mean, we were talking about this before we went on air. I went to university in Coventry, and I've got a soft spot for the airfield because back then Thomson Fly used to operate in, and Air Atlantique was obviously based there as well for many, many, many years. And it's sad to see that it's got to this point, but it's in the way of Birmingham Airport as well. It's got a runway that's 90 degrees to the approach into Birmingham, and it was always a bit of a pain to fly into. I flew in there once during flight training. And yeah, it's in a little spot where it's just annoying for Birmingham traffic.
You ever flown in there yourself, Andy, albeit with sort of any light aircraft or anything?
Yeah, that's the same. Yeah, I flew in there in light aircraft. Not big commercial stuff.
How about you, Nev? Ever flown into Coventry?
No, but I used to drive past it a lot because I used to do a lot of work with the College of Policing at Brighton-on-Dunsmore, which is right next to Baggington Aerodrome, as I fondly used to call it. And so saw a lot of private aircraft, a lot of freighter operations back in the day as well. And as Richard Flagg says, Baggington Coventry was sadly always going to go. Birmingham is too close and is far more suited to travel. It's being wound down for a number of years now. I think he's right, absolutely. Which is a great pity, but there was some inevitability about it, I'm afraid.
It's a shame. Another airfield succumbing to buildings and stuff. Flight Global's the next story. Source of unidentified A350-1000 deal in November takes Airbus net orders to 700. Orders for 8 A350-1000s from an undisclosed customer during November helped push the airframer's net total for the year to 700. Airbus's figures for the month formally list an additional 30 A350-900s for Indigo, taking its total to 60 of the type, and 6 A330-900s for Etihad Airways. Etihad was also confirmed as the customer behind the 7 A350-1000s previously added to the backlog in August, and 3 A350 freighters from January. Air China's Cargo and Silkway West respective orders for 6 and 2 A350 freighters had been recorded, taking the A350F commitments to 82 aircraft. Airframer has revealed agreements for 23 A320 Neo family of jets, which 20 comprising of 7 A321neos and 13 A320 Neos for a single unidentified customer. Fly Dubai's agreement for 150 A321 Neos unveiled at the Dubai Air Show is still to be confirmed. Emirates has also disclosed an order for 8 additional A350-900s, which was booked by Airbus in September. Airbus achieved 657 deliveries by the end of November, leaving 133 to meet its revised full-year target of 790. It handed over 72 aircraft during the month, 54 A320neos and 4 A350s and 4 A330s, plus 10 A220 aircraft. So yeah, popular aircraft this is for Airbus, and in my view it looks so much better than the A330. That's just my thought though.
Well, yeah, and they're really going for it at the moment with the orders, aren't they? They're doing so well with the 350, 900s and 1000s. And it's such a brilliant aircraft, isn't it? It's so quiet. That was the one we came back on, wasn't it? We went to the Dubai Air Show on, wasn't it? A350 1000. That was very nice, back in 2019. And absolutely brilliant aircraft. Very, very nicely kitted out with BA's version of it. And I'm sure Etihad will do even better. So, phenomenal.
Yeah, it has a maximum seating capacity, if you pushed it, according to Airbus's website, of 480 seats.
That's too many.
Yeah.
No, we don't do that.
No. Awesome bit of kit that is. I just love the Zorro masks that the Airbus, the Neos have. You know, those black round the flight deck windows. I think it looks so cool. Right, up next, a story from you, Nev. This is all about fees at airports.
Oh, airport charges. Who knew? It's on the bbc.co.uk website. It tells us that Heathrow Airport has announced changes to passenger drop-offs at its terminals, making it more expensive and enforcing a time limit for the first time. From January next year, the airport will increase its terminal drop-off fee from £6 to £7 and will give travellers 10 minutes in the drop-off areas before issuing a parking charge notice. Visitors to the drop-off zones can prepay online or by phone and must do before midnight the following day. Otherwise, they could be charged an £80 fine. A spokesman for the airport, which is the busiest in the country, said that the changes were aimed at smoothing traffic flow and reducing congestion. They added it helps reduce congestion, encourages public transport use, and ensures our forecourts are used for their intended purpose. Free drop-off and pick-up options remain available for all terminals at all of our park and ride car parks. They added that 95% of passenger visits to the terminal drop-off zones were under 10 minutes. Gatwick, Luton, Stansted and Southend airports already charge a minimum of £7 for passenger drop-off, and London City Airport offers this for free. I think it's getting a bit much, guys and girls, don't you?
Yeah, it's money for nothing.
Much. Yeah, and we've had the sob stories about how difficult it was during the pandemic and having to get revenue back in, but honestly, it won't just be these charges, because it will be the penalty charge notices, because people will forget to do it. It's not like going over the Dartford Bridge or the Humber Bridge, if they still charge for that. I can't remember if they do or not. But yeah, I mean, it's just getting ridiculous, isn't it?
It is. I fell foul of this in Manchester in the summer completely because the barriers have gone. I completely forgot to pay it.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Which is really annoying.
Yeah.
There we go.
I know. I said this back in August, September. We had our meet up at Beccles, and when I picked up John Jester from our local airport here, London Norwich Airport. I picked up John from the pickup area or collection point just outside the terminal building at Norwich. Pulled in, picked up John, was out of the barrier. Probably I was in there for maximum 3 minutes. And it was £5 on the gate to get out with contact.
Did we charge John for that?
Yeah.
You see, the thing, Carlos, in some places they've got rid of the barrier now. So there's signs that just say, you need to go on this website by midnight tomorrow, otherwise we're going to slap you with an £80 fine.
Yeah.
And then you forget about it.
Yeah.
And then suddenly you go, oh no. And it's always 5 past midnight the following day. You go, oh no, I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's just...
Yeah, at least at Edinburgh, the barrier system still is in existence, isn't it? I seem to remember. Yeah. But Gatwick certainly doesn't have it, nor does Heathrow. Yeah.
Tanya's just said in the chat room, she says, I hope this doesn't catch on in the US. I don't drive, but I'm sure the cost would be tagged onto Uber and Lyft rides. Yeah, true. Yeah,
they tag it onto Uber rides now.
Yeah, they do in Ireland. We had that, doing the toll roads in Ireland. The cabbie, that was part of the fare, was the toll you had to pay. And the drop-off charge as well was tagged in. So, yeah. Right, next up, Andy, you've got the next story.
Yes, this one is from flightglobal.com. An inquiry traces Air New Zealand A320neo shutdown and similar incidents to fire button pin flaw. New Zealand investigators probing an in-flight engine shutdown involving an A320neo believe the event is linked to an overhead fire control panel damage, which could result in an uncommanded activation of an engine fire switch. The inquiry into the Air New Zealand accident on the 1st December last year has highlighted 5 other similar occurrences over the course of 2016 to 2024. These involve A320 and A320neo family aircraft operated by Royal Jordanian, JetBlue, Air France, TAP and Flynas. Portuguese investigation authority had previously determined during a probe into the TAP A321 occurrence in October 23 that slight deformation of the retaining pin within the fire control panel could cause the fire button to release. They concluded that the panel had been dropped at some point and the pin deformation was undetected during repair. The fire control panel's manufacturers, Saffron Electronics, has issued 2 service bulletins in September and October 2024, identifying 108 panels which it recommended should be removed from the aircraft and sent for inspection. While the documents were accessible on Safran's portal, individual operators were not aware of the availability of these documents, says New Zealand's Transport Accident Investigation Commission in interim findings. The service bulletin list includes the panel fitted to the Airbus A320 of Air New Zealand, the incident aircraft. According to the Commission, the panel was manufactured in 2015 and initially installed on another Air New Zealand A320 before being removed in 2018 for unrelated repairs in France. When it was returned to Air New Zealand, it was installed on an A320neo and functioned without problems until the incident. The Commission says the aircraft, operating from Wellington to Sydney, had been established in cruise at 36,000 feet for about 15 minutes when cockpit instruments showed that the right-hand Pratt & Whitney engine was rolling back. Its crew carried out the shutdown checklist and initiated a drift-down procedure before diverting to Auckland, where the aircraft landed without further incident. Upon arrival, personnel in the cockpit noticed the fire button in the right-hand engine had been released. Neither pilot recalled activating the fire switch, and none of the checklists used by the crew required activation of this fire switch, the Commission states. Air New Zealand subsequently identified 2 of the panels from the Safran list that were installed in its aircraft, and they were both removed within 3 weeks of the incident. Within the same time frame, Airbus issued an information transmission to operators referring to the lists and encouraging carriers and maintenance organisations to retrieve and return the identified panels to Safran for examination. The European Aviation Safety Agency has also published an airworthiness directive effective 21st November, which referred to these occurrences and inducing an uncommanded in-flight shutdowns. EASA has also ordered inspections of these specific fire control panels and told operators to follow the instructions for replacement or repair if required. So there we go.
That's the picture of it. I'm guessing, Andy, that is the right one, correct one on the screen there.
I don't know, I can't see the screen.
That on there we go. Can you see that there?
Hang on, let me go on YouTube.
I guess that it should be.
Yeah, I can see it on YouTube now. Yes, that's the engine fire 2 push button, which is a very deliberate thing you have to do to activate that as well.
You have to actually physically push that cover to get it.
You lift the cover. Normally, you lift the cover, the red bit around the darker red bit in the middle. Lift that and then push the button in to eject it. So it takes effort to do it. So it is concerning that these pins have been damaged, because it's a small panel as well. Really, if you look at it, it's only that top section with the white lines around it. So it can easily be mishandled, I guess, when it's been taken out and moved around, etc.
And how does the fire button differ from the run cutoff? Does it isolate the services in the same way to that engine?
It chops everything. It chops fuel, hydraulics, pneumatics, everything.
Right. And but actually discharge agent into the engine, that's a physical button next to it.
That's it. Yep. There's 2 buttons on either side then of the main engines, Agent 1, Agent 2. They fire the squibs into the engine to discharge the powder.
What are the?
Which is a bit of a misnomer because it doesn't go into the engine; it goes around the nacelle.
What's the panels below that? Just out of interest, Andy.
Well, the good thing about Airbus is they write them on there. So you've got the hydraulic panel, then the fuel panel below it.
Okay.
For the green, blue, yellow system, it shows you just how all the power transfer and stuff works like that, and then how the fuel pumps are all aligned there. This is a newer aircraft, so those centre tank fuel pumps do not deliver fuel directly to the manifold. They transfer fuel in from the centre tank to the outer tanks, which then go to the manifold to the engines, APU, etc. It's called a centre tank transfer system. Yeah. So there you are.
And I'm guessing, Andy, that once you've pressed that button and discharged that extinguisher, that into the engine, there's no going back. Once you press that button, it's happening regardless.
But which button?
The actual fire.
No,
button
the fire button just chops everything. You then have to press the agent buttons to actually fire it in. Okay. But once you have pressed it, because it's a guarded switch, it's not reversible in flight.
Oh. There we go.
So there we are.
So every day is a school day here. Thanks for that, Andy. Much appreciated. Right. Next story is for me. It's from what is this? Popside.com, this one. Quite a nice little story, this one I found, actually, Nev. This is very much a bit of me, this is. So a pilot apparently has turned an old aircraft into a 2-bedroom apartment. Now, for those of you who watch or listening to this in the world of audio, get yourselves over to YouTube because the pictures are pretty damn awesome. So a flight instructor and former commercial airline pilot John Kotwicki happened upon a DC-6 air freighter for sale back in 2022. He knew it was the perfect plane to transform into an overnight rental. However, once he made the purchase, his first thought, he said, was, my God, what have I done? Built in 1956, the 117 foot wide, 108-foot long cargo plane had spent its days carrying freight and fuel to remote villages in Alaska before retiring from flight. It now sits on his 115-acre property in Big Lake, Alaska, as a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom Airbnb unit. It also used by students from the flight school, which he runs on site. He said the decision to turn the aircraft into accommodation came pretty out of the blue. He said, I didn't start off with a ton of construction experience, he said, so building a runway and cabins for the students undergoing training was a steep learning curve for him. Still, the aircraft was a totally different kind of ball game, he said. Suddenly, he found himself working inside a metal tube that's round instead of square, finding the right plane. It took 6 months, apparently, calling around until he finally found the aircraft available for purchase, a piston-powered DC-6. This type of aircraft is known for its ruggedness and reliability and an ideal fit for Alaska's extreme, unforgiving environment. There were other opportunities where someone would say you can have this plane for free. It crashed on a remote island in the Aleutians, north of the Pacific Ocean 40 years ago and is completely corroded, he says. But this first plane was offered to us made any sort of sense, he said. He got his girlfriend and they made a 5-hour drive to its location in Fairbanks, spent 4 days disassembling the aircraft and loading it for its parts onto trailers. Before dismantling process, he loaded his truck with a good socket set, he said, for tightening and untightening nuts and bolts, some DeWalt power tools, always a good choice, a generator, an air compressor to power the equipment, and a plasma cutter, reciprocating saws and grinders for slicing through the metal material. So he's obviously you can see the pictures which we've got on YouTube there of how it's all turned out. He's fully insulated the whole aircraft. He's made it watertight and obviously converted the entire interior for people to stay. 6 people can stay there, and it's costing, if you fancy staying here for a night, $349 per night, not including taxes and fees. What do you think, Nev?
Don't get any ideas. Just don't get any ideas. Stick to aircraft parts that you can put in your studio rather than a complete thing. But actually, it looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It does look good.
They've done a very good job of that. And yeah, really, really good and very interesting.
I have to say, Nev, that picture there just looks awesome.
Yes.
It just looks so good.
I agree. They've done a superb job on it.
I've got to ask, Nev, given the choice of aircraft, if you could pick an aircraft and have on your big estate manor house that you live in the garden and convert it into a B&B or a shed or whatever, really, what would be the aircraft of choice for you?
I think it would either be a 146 or a 757 in Landor livery from the BA, boys and girls. That would be my aircraft of choice if I wanted to have some rented accommodation available. My
choice is obvious, and I'm not even going to say it because I think I think everyone in the PTUK family would know what my choice would be of.
We know, don't we?
Yeah, of what to have. Jason Trussell in the chat room is saying, "How big is your garden, Carlos?" Well, actually, Jason, since we moved into the new house back in August this year, I can tell you that the back garden here is considerably smaller than the previous house. Although the front garden is bigger. So yeah. But I could still fit a good 2 metre fuselage section in the front garden. Just saying. Mark Priestley, you are actually, to be fair, Mark Priestley, you in the chat room there, you are right, because that would be my second choice. To be fair, definitely my second choice. And in all honesty, the amount of these aircraft, the amount of 757s that I've heard are being retired now in the US as well now, passenger versions. I think the market for sections and parts of 757s is definitely going to be a big thing in the coming months and years. But yeah, I can see why, Nev, you chose a 146. It's quite...
well, it's a bit more compact, for the family with a smaller garden. The 757 might have to take the fence down at the bottom of the garden to accommodate it, let alone the wingspan, obviously. But yeah, great idea, and very well executed too, I think.
Yeah, imagine having that space to do something like that.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Yeah. Right, time for the next thrilling part of the show, and this is a... oh, God. This is a special one this week.
It is. Just before we mention it, though, Andy just had to put his daughter to bed, so we may or may not see him back later in the show, depending how we get on. But this next section of the show is the Retro Airline Ad of the Week. And this week, we go the most retro we have ever gone before with this Jet National ad from the roaring 1960s. And the question is, are we putting you on? Then we fast forward into the early 1990s for a walk around with United Airlines. Here we go.
Go, go, go. Take a National Airlines Miami Go-Go vacation. It's Miami at a go-go price. Low jet excursion fares, palatial oceanfront hotel. Now at reduced rates. Have yourself a go-go vacation at America's Riviera. It's National Airlines Miami Go-Go. At a go-go price everyone can afford. Are we putting you on?
Coast to coast to coast. In pilot jargon, it's called a walk-around. You see them do it before every takeoff of every plane. What you don't see are their qualifications to fly those planes. It takes them years and thousands of hours of experience. And every year they're schooled and tested. No exceptions. Because when you're a United pilot, you hold a lot more in your hands than just the controls. Come fly the airline that's uniting the world. Come fly the friendly skies.
What do you think of the...
Well, I'm a bit concerned about our family rating for that first one.
I was born at the wrong time.
Oh, dear.
Good Lord.
That was... I thought for a 1960s ad, I thought the quality of the video was quite good, actually. That's been remastered, I think, a few times.
I wasn't looking at the quality of the video, I must. But there we are.
The content.
Oh, and the United Airlines one was a nice tame one, I think.
Yes.
Compared to that, but yeah, it's so good.
John Falk has very kindly sent us, I don't know if you've seen these, Carlos, some extra Retro Airline Ads that he's come across as well, which we may not have featured before. So just so we thought we were drying up a little bit, we've got some more to choose from. So thank you, John, for sending those over. We'll have a look at them and feature in a future episode.
I shall delve into those and see what I can find from those. But yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Right, more Retro Airline Ads of the weeks next week. God blimey. I love this, mind you, I love the 727 at the end there. Awesome.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Nev, competition time.
Yes. You remember from last week, Allan Whyte, our loyal listener and fixer for all things going on in Ireland, very kindly has donated a couple of prizes for us. And he's come up with a question. And if you bring up the graphics, Carlos, this is the front cover of the new book written by Shay called The Irish Air Spectacular 3. Shows a formation of 4 Fugger Magister jets. This type was displayed from 1986 to 1998. And the question is, what was the name of the display team? I'm going to give you a quick clue as well. The team was reformed in 2022 with the PC-9s that the Air Corps currently operates. So if you know the answer to that, send your entry to podcast@planetalkinguk.com and we'll draw out the winning entries in next week's show. The prize is the Irish Air Spectacular 3 book, written by and featuring Shay Pardy, and also a 2026 calendar. And both of those have been very kindly donated to us by Allan Whyte. So that's fantastic, Alan. Thank you very much indeed. And the photography in the Irish Air Spectacular book is phenomenal. Very, very nice. And a lot of it obviously was featured from the Bray Air Show back in March of this year.
So there we go. Get your answers in. And it is, as Nev said, it is an incredible book. A really, really well made, I should say, Nev, well put together book. It is a very high quality piece of reading material indeed. So yeah, get your answers in for that and to be in with a chance of winning. So yeah. Right, Nev, what's up next?
Oh yes, well, when in doubt, let's have a military segment.
Lost up bogeys 13550, Angel 16, heading 340. Okay. 108 bogeys.
And this week's first story comes to us from swindonadvertiser.co.uk. Massive campsite plans for RIAT 2026 near RAF Fairford. So organisers of the military air show have said they want to expand the customer experience by offering places to pitch up at farmland at Manor Farm in Kempsford, close to RAF Fairford. The Royal Air Force Charitable Trust Enterprises is seeking permission from Wiltshire Council to create 2 campsites on either side of the road between Marston, Mayside and Maisie Hampton. I'm going to pop the picture up on the screen for those of you watching in the world of YouTube. There we go. In previous years, the fields have been used to provide temporary car parking. Each year, the tattoo hosts 1,400 volunteers and nearly 7,000 traders and contractors who are hosted in a similar campsite over the county border in Gloucestershire. The campsite would be for paying customers. There'd be 466 pitches on the land to the northeast of the road and a further 239 in a field to the southwest, a total of 705 pitches. The sites would be open to tent campers, caravans and camper vans. Facilities would include 12 blocks of 6 temporary toilets, 12 blocks of 6 temporary showers, 2 reception areas, a picnic area and a tented entertainment area. The organisation needs to obtain planning permission to siting of the caravans and camper vans, and says it's willing to permit the number of caravan pitches to 50. Each pitch would measure 10 metres by 8. It's proposed the campsite will be open, or only be open, occupied from Wednesday before the event weekend to the Monday after to accommodate both visitors to the event itself as well as park and view visitors. However, to allow for flexibility, the company is applying for permission for 28 days annually. Campers will be able to book camping of up to 5 nights when they book their entry tickets, and RIAT attracted 175,000 visitors this year. Next year's event is scheduled to take place between July the 17th and July the 19th, and the festival has been running since 1971 and has been based at RAF Fairford on the Wiltshire-Gloucestershire border since 1985. It's recognised as the world's largest military air show, with around 200 static aircraft on display and 25 flying displays that happen each day. It's a good idea. Definitely is a good idea. Be interesting to see how much it's going to cost for...
Yes, there is no mention of price in any of that article, is there?
When I was last there about 10 years ago, there was a big campsite at the other end of the airfield that I stayed on for 2 nights. It wasn't too bad, to be honest.
Yeah, because the ticket price, as we know, for RIAT is 75 quid, Andy. So if you and the wife and the little one wanted to go, it's an expensive day out.
Yeah, we normally go on holiday at that time of year. I'd rather do that.
Yeah. I think it's a fair trip for most people, obviously, unless you're Jonathan Warner, who lives on the doorstep. But I think at that price point per head, plus the distance travelled from where we are here in East Anglia, even for you, Nev, it's a couple of hours.
It's not too bad. It's probably about 1 hour and 3/4. But yeah, it's got a bit too expensive, really, and it involves military aircraft, and I don't know anything about those. So
there's lots of great aeroplanes. That's it, really, isn't it, Nev?
Probably not the best person to be going to that.
Perhaps we can send our roving military aircraft reporter, Captain Al, next year, Nev.
That's an idea. That's a good idea. Yeah,
he is a grey specialist in more ways than one.
Yeah. Right, Andy, you've got the next one.
Yes, this is from flightglobal.com. It's a damaged B-2 stealth bomber returns to frontline duty after 4-year repair from landing gear collapse. A damaged Northrop Grumman B-2 stealth bomber has returned to frontline duty with the US Air Force more than 4 years after an accident sidelined it from service. The Air Force Life Cycle Management Center on the 3rd of December revealed that the B-2, tail number 89-0129, named the Spirit of Georgia, has been restored to flight status after years of extensive work to repair damage suffered as a result of a landing gear failure in September 2021. In that mishap, a hydraulic system failure forced the crew to execute an emergency extension of the landing gear, and during the landing, a critical mechanical lock designed to compensate for the lack of hydraulic pressure failed, causing the left side landing gear to collapse. The left side of the stealth bomber's blended wing body fuselage then scraped the runway surface, damaging both the wing structure and an all-important radar absorbent coating. Immediately after the gear collapsed, the instant B-2 was restored to partial working order through the use of inflatable airbags to lift the aircraft enough to engage the mechanical lock on the failed landing gear. This allowed for basic repairs and a one-time ferry flight to the B-2 fleet's home base of Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri to Northrop's experimental aircraft development and assembly hub in Palmdale, California. That site is the current home of Northrop's B-21 program, where the company is assembling low-rate production examples of the USAF's next-generation stealth bomber and successor to the B-2. At Palmdale, Northrop and AFLC-MC personnel performed laser dimensional inspections on the instant B-2 and were able to determine that critical surfaces such as flight control attachment fittings and landing gear bay fittings had not been catastrophically damaged. Separate evaluations found no damage to the outboard wing spars, but the aircraft wing surface did require substantial rehabilitation. Damage to the aircraft was extensive and required unique repairs, including reconstruction of the damaged left wing, said Jerry McBrarity, B-2 Program Manager for Northrop. According to the Air Force, one of the most significant engineering challenges during the process was controlling heat distribution while repairing sections made with composite materials.
It's a long
Good to
while
see another
repair,
one back in the air.
Yeah, that's quite an extensive repair job. Yeah, I'd be a bit miffed if it was my B2, you know.
Yes, I'd be very miffed if I owned a B2 and it got damaged like that as well.
Yeah, 4 years is quite a repair time, isn't it?
It is, and there's not a great deal of B2s about, so I can understand why they've had to repair it.
They do look cool, though. I know it's grey. I know it's military, but you have to admit, Nev, they do look bloody cool, those aircraft.
Oh, yes. No, I'm not complaining about that at all.
They are cool. I've been followed by one before. Not just... They were having fun out over the North Atlantic.
Oh, you got followed while you were flying?
Yeah. He was lower down than us, and he was just accelerating and then slowing down. He was basically going, look how much faster I can go than you.
Oh, Andy, you should have got your camera out. That would have made an awesome picture.
I'll dig. I have got some photos somewhere. I'll dig them out for you.
Oh, that was it obviously a daytime?
It was, yeah, because at one point he had the wings were unfolded, they were out, and then as he decided to show me how fast he could fly, the wings came in. Is that a B2 or a B1?
Is that a B1? I don't know. Do they? I think both of them have foldy outy wings. He says.
I am no great expert.
Knowledge.
Oh, that was a B1. There we go. Disregard that then.
But still, Andy, that's pretty damn cool.
Yeah, it was good.
I mean, there's stories about flying, doing stuff when you're flying, but that is to have one of those on your, tail or on this side, or just below you is pretty damn cool story, Andy.
Oh yeah, you get to see some cool stuff.
I suppose it's when you have a tornado appear on your left wing that you...
Yeah, you don't want that. You don't want that. When they start giving you hand signals, you definitely don't want that.
Is it like that?
I don't know. I can't see you, Carlos.
You can't see me. No. Yeah. No, it's just everyone's just saying in the chat room though, Andy. Yeah, B1 has folding wings. So there we go. Now we know. So why we need a military expert, you see. Armando's not here. We'll need to get him back on. Right, 600th show details. We've obviously been promoting our 600th show, which is happening next May. We managed to secure the Imperial War Museum in Duxford and the airside suite there. Now, Nev, how's it all going?
Yeah, very well. Very well subscribed to at the moment, I have to say. I think we're just just over half full so far. And as Carlos says, it's on the 22nd of May, 2026 at the Imperial War Museum in Duxford. And we have the airside suite, which is part of the conference suite around the left-hand side of the car park as you come into the area. The entry fee for this is £60 sterling, payable by the 1st of April 2026 to the PTUK Patreon or PayPal account, and the details of those are on the Support Us tab, which is on the front page of our website. Included in your price is a complimentary 1-hour admission to the museum. And as I may have said before, I did find out from the organisers that although it's a 1-hour admission, that isn't actually policed. So there might be some flexibility there. There's going to be some great guest presentations as we've done in previous years. We're just working on those at the moment. Details will be announced in the new year. There's a dedicated on-site parking area for our guests as well, separate from the main public car park, which is great. Your ticket price also includes tea and coffee breaks with cookies, fresh fruit and a buffet lunch included in the entry price. In terms of timing, I think we're going to be going for if you want to go around the museum, which opens at 10, that's fine. And then we'll be doing lunch from around about 12:30, I would imagine, with the show starting at about 2:00, going through to around about 5. There's also plenty of reasonably priced accommodation local to Duxford, but we suggest you book this early if you require that. But it is down to yourselves to book and pay for your own hotel. Most of us are staying at the Duxford Hotel Cambridge South, which is at 42 Station Road East in Whittlesford, Cambridge. CB224NL is the postcode. That's just a 3-minute drive down the road from the IWM, and it's by far the closest hotel. In fact, if you're going by public transport, Whittlesford Station is right next to the hotel with easy access to London's Liverpool Street Station as well. In the evening, we're going to have some dinner at the Red Lion, which is directly opposite this hotel. They also have rooms available too. If you want to stay there, then give them a shout directly. Again, a dinner is a pay for yourself thing, but you also have to pre-order your food, and the restaurant will need this info by the 30th of April, they tell me. So I'll be sending out menus to the people that have been booking with us. And then you'll be able to pre-order your food. If you would like to attend this fantastic event, please send your request to podcast@planetalkinguk.com. We'll send you a confirmation email after we've received your payment. And can you also let us know if you've got any dietary requirements so that we can inform the catering staff at Duxford for the lunch as well. As I said earlier, there are limited spaces available and the event is already over half full now. So if you can let us know if you would like to come, we will be delighted to accommodate you.
Yeah, it's going to be an awesome event. And as Nev said, we've already got lots of...
Seeing them.
Yeah, it's going to be a good weekend. And plus, for those of you who have not been to Duxford before, as we all know, Duxford is an incredible museum to go and visit. And it's well worth a walk round, especially where the classic airliners are, isn't there? They've got some
it's lovely
classics there.
It's great outside there, and the staff are always very knowledgeable. The volunteers that they have at Duxford are superb, and of course, being towards the end of May, we should be in for some decent weather, all being well as well. So once again, that's the 22nd of May 2026. It's a Friday. Podcast@planetalkinguk.com if you would like to join us for that. I'm doing all the bookings and all the logistics and what have you, so just send us an email if you would like to come.
Yeah, apparently, Nev, Tanya's a Duxford virgin. She's not been there before.
Oh, we'll enjoy that, Tanya.
She'll enjoy that, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be epic. It's handy for us as it's I say it's relatively on our doorstep. It's not far from both me and Nev, and if you do live in the UK, you live closer there, you can become a member of the Duxford Imperial War Museum, which allows you to get in there as and when you want for a very small membership fee each month, which is awesome. But if you are going to visit Duxford, sort of between now and when we go to our 600th meet up there, I will tell you now, as Nev will agree, you need a whole day to go and visit that museum, a whole day from opening doors to closing doors to get the full Duxford experience, hey Nev?
Yeah, very much so. And it's a very well run facility as well. The IWM do a great job of it, and the shop's very interesting as well. There's a nice bookstall as well, so lots of memorabilia there too, and great collection of static aircraft on the ground. And
in answer to our main man Micah's question in the chat room, yes, I did get your email. I just haven't had a chance to reply. It is on my to-do list. Don't worry, Micah. It's been a very busy week here in the household, for sure, as Nev knows. Right, have a quick round robin. I think if Andy's still with us or whether he's on duties.
No, I'm still here.
He's still there.
Here. I've been flitting in and out of parenting and podcasting.
Excellent. Are you going to hopefully attend next year, Andy, in May?
Yeah, oh yes. My hotel room's booked.
Oh,
sorted.
Good. There we go. Look, podcast royalty there as well. Look, with Andy being there.
I wouldn't go that far.
Right, round robin then. What before we start to wrap up? What's everyone doing next week? Anything good, Andy?
I'm working from home for the next 5 weeks, so I'm just be bobbing about here. I've got quite a few projects I'm working on at the moment, so just keep myself busy.
How about you, Nev? Anything exciting going on in the world of
just catching up with a couple of old chums. One of my old schoolmates actually is coming over on Monday of next week. And actually, he lives very close to Whittlesford as well. So he's going to be coming along to the 600th show, as it's right on his doorstep, which would be great. Also seeing one of my old work chums as well next Wednesday. So now, with regard to Christmas, let's have a chat about that, shall we, and what we're doing. We're going to have the normal show on Wednesday the 17th next week. However, because the Christmas Eve is on the Wednesday of next week, and I know a lot of our European chums celebrate it on Christmas Eve as well as Christmas Day, or rather than Christmas Day sometimes, we're going to actually change the show to Tuesday the 23rd of December. So we're going to have our Christmas or before Christmas show on Tuesday the 23rd of December. Normal time at 7 o'clock, but rather than the Wednesday. So next week's show, as normal, 17th. Week after, it'll be Tuesday the 23rd of December.
Yeah.
Where there will then be probably a 2-week shutdown, I would imagine, after that.
Yeah, we'll be having a short shutdown of the show whilst we celebrate Christmas and the New Year. But hopefully we'll get a few special guests on the 23rd to join us on that show, just to sort of have a bit of a Christmas festive kind of mini show. I think we'll do that night. But yeah, hopefully we'll try and get all the team in on that show. That'd be good to get all the team together. And just for the benefit of those who want to enter the competition, Nev, and who want to find out more about the 600 show, where can they find us on social media?
Yeah, so if you want to send us an email for the 600 show, as I mentioned before, podcast@planetalkinguk.com. You can also search all the socials, of course, for Plane Talking UK. That's Facebook, X, Instagram and LinkedIn. And the WhatsApp number for sending us comments, pictures, whatever you like, +44 7446 975 214. Most of you will have already subscribed to our YouTube channel, and you'll get notifications when we go live. Just make sure you press the like and then the subscribe button as well, and you can join us in the chat room, as many people have done this evening. Just go to youtube.com and search for Plane Talking UK. As you know, the show doesn't run itself. We need some funds to help offset some of the media costs, website hosting costs, etc. And you can, if you are able to do that to help us, you can send any donation to PayPal or Patreon. Just go to the Support Us page, which is on the top right-hand side of the website. That would be very helpful if you're able to do that, and we would be very grateful indeed.
So there we go. And it just popped up on the screen now. That was on there so everyone could see that. Nice, fresh, clear website as well. Under work in progress on that, but all the links and stuff are on the website as well. You can also find pictures on there with the 600th. If you click on the 600th tab on the website, there'll be some pictures on there showing you the venue and where we'll be for our 600th next year. So that is pretty awesome as well. So that's it. That's where we're going to wrap up this week's show, episode 581 of the show. Big thanks to Andy this week for sticking with us, obviously in and out with child duties. But cheers, Andy. Thanks for joining us this week.
Pleasure as always, and I'll see you next week.
Brilliant. And thanks to you as well, Nev, for coming in and being awesome as always on the show this week. So cheers, Nev.
Thank you. Yeah, absolute pleasure.
And thanks as well to Nick as well, and all the team this week in the background there helping out this week. We'll be back next, as Nev said, we'll be back next Wednesday, the 17th of December, for our next sort of kind of normal show. And then, as Nev said, the show after the 17th will be on the 23rd of December. So that's Tuesday, the 23rd of December. So yeah, don't make sure you put that in your diary and join us for our live festive show. Right, Nev, do you want to say goodbye to everyone?
Yeah, thanks everybody for joining. Really appreciate great comments in the chat room as always, and hope you have a nice rest of the week and the weekend. Take care and bye for now.
Another one done?
Yes. We're heading towards Christmas at a frightening rate of knots, aren't we? It's 10th of December already.
Yeah. Done all your Christmas shopping, Andy? Yep, he's not. He's gone. Or is he still there?
Oh, he's popped out.
He's doing that. Are you done all yours, have you?
Not really. No, not much, actually. Bits and pieces, but we've got the grandkids to buy for shortly, so I'll be doing that probably over the weekend, I would imagine. So, yeah.
Lego, Nev. Best way.
Yeah, we've already done that for one of them for their birthday, actually, because Finley's birthday is on the 9th. So it was yesterday, actually. So we bought him a nice packet of Lego bricks for that. So have you done all your Christmas shopping, Andy?
Surprisingly, yes.
Oh, wow. How about that?
I had everything finished by a week ago.
And
which I think is the
wraps?
first... Oh, God, no, that'll happen on the 24th.
Okay.
But, you know, the most important thing, I've spent the money and done that bit, yeah.
I just hope Santa got my letter this year about wanting a full motion flight sim, but...
Oh, dear.
Well, you've been in one this year.
I have done, actually, yes. I have done, yeah. Hope to do it again soon, Andy. Friend, buddy, pal.
I'm not Santa Claus. I'm starting to look like him as I get more grey, but I'm not Santa.
Perhaps you could go and do the festive Santa thing at your company's party, Andy. You could sort of dye the beard and...
Unfortunately, that party's already happened, so no.
Oh, okay.
Right, I'm going to leave you guys.
Yes. All right, Andy. Thank you very much for joining us, Andy, as always. And
been a pleasure. It's been good fun.
And
take care, and I'll speak to you next.
Yep.
Yes, I'll
Cheers,
speak
mate.
to you next week.
Bye,
Cheers, everyone.
All the best.
Bye.
See you, mate. Bye.
And he's off. That's
Yeah.
it. He's off.
Busy chap.
Busy chap
fella.
he is, yeah.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Will it fit in the front and sitting room? Well, I've got a RB211 blade that's sitting up here above me. Yeah. There's many things I would love. There's a lot of things I would absolutely love, and do you know what? I have to admit, I've got a 777 window here. I've got this TriStar window just over there. Do you know what? To finish off my obsession, I think, Nev, I do need to get a 7.5 window cut.
I thought you meant the entire
No.
Wow.
Yeah, I need to get a 7.5 window cut. Definitely. Yeah.
Yes, it was. I know we keep going on about it, don't we? But it's such a fabulous aircraft, and I enjoyed so many flights. They're all short hauls. They're all the shuttle flights from Edinburgh to Glasgow. Oh, sorry, Heathrow to Edinburgh and Glasgow and Belfast and Aberdeen, I think, back in the day. So yeah, great stuff, and sadly missed.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
it's
there we
a
are.
shame. It's a shame. Especially in that Landor livery, Nev.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Now, I also have to go,
Yeah.
folks, if you don't mind.
We better say goodbye to the
So-
chat room. Do you want to say goodbye to the
Yes.
chat room, Nev? And I'll
So
press all the
thank
right
you very much,
buttons.
folks. Really enjoyed it. Don't forget, normal show next week, 17th, Wednesday the 17th of December. The following week, it will be Tuesday the 23rd, the day before Christmas Eve. That'll be our last show and up until Christmas. So I hope you can join us for that as well. But in the meantime, have a great week. Take care of yourselves and bye for now.